Welcome back. One of the standout features of Google Calendar is its unmatched ability to make us effective stewards of our time. In this video, I'm going to share with you 4 ways to harness the power of Google Calendar, which should give you a good idea of how to master it. And then I'll show you how to put these ideas into play. The first way that you can harness the power of Google Calendar is by using structured time blocks. I allocate blocks of time, typically an hour each. This approach keeps me anchored. I'm always clear about what I'm working on and when. Plus, Google Calendar's drag and drop feature means I can reshuffle my tasks without fuss if something urgent comes up. The second way you can harness the power of Google Calendar is by executing a weekly planning ritual. Every Sunday, I dedicate 25 minutes solely to planning. This isn't just about work, it's a holistic view. I earmark time for focused work, brainstorming, people development, and leisure activities. It's a 360 approach to time management. The third way you can harness the power of Google Calendar is by utilizing multiple calendars for different needs. Dive into the settings and you can create additional calendars. This is a game changer. I have separate calendars for my standard work hours, specific projects like podcasting, training sessions, resource building, and even my workout routines. My approach: fill in my primary work calendar first, then synchronize other calendars. This way, everything falls into place seamlessly, ensuring I stay on track and accountable. The last way I harness the power of Google Calendar is by proactively scheduling meetings. It can be so time-consuming to find time to meet with someone. One of the stellar features for organizations within Google Calendar is the visibility into team members' schedules. You can see when colleagues are free, making it a breeze to set up meetings or collaboration sessions. Everything you need to coordinate is right within Google Calendar. Incorporate these practices and you'll not only master Google Calendar, but also become an expert in managing your time. Now let's take some time to create a calendar, schedule a project, and invite someone to a meeting. You already have a calendar that is called your first and last name, and this is the calendar that you and others in your network can see. Go ahead and click on settings so you can show others when you are busy, but not let them know the details of what you're doing. Click on settings and then click on that calendar. Click on access permissions for events. Make sure it's available to the public and choose see only, free, busy, hide details. Then click on the back arrow next to settings. We'll return to this calendar, but let's create another one so we can repeat this process should you want to create additional calendars and get more detailed into using this feature. Let's create a work hours calendar that only you can see. Go to settings, click on add new calendar, and then create a new calendar. Title it work hours, and then click create calendar. Then once you're finished, go through your calendar and create 1-hour blocks based on the work hours you're accountable to work. Go to the following Monday or whenever you start your work week and click on an hour at, say, 8 a.m. Title it 60 minutes. Click on does not repeat and choose weekly on Monday. Then save. Then click on that hour block you just did and click on the 3 horizontal dots. Click duplicate. Then change the hour to reflect the next hour and click save. Repeat this step until you have filled up your week with a basic 40-hour week or whatever work hours you're on the hook for. When you're finished, your work week should show you the total hours you're accountable to work. Simply click on that calendar if you don't want to show it in your dashboard. I'll get to why this is so helpful, but for those of you who have multiple responsibilities and want to create additional calendars, follow the steps and call these blocks your project role. So for instance, if you wear multiple hats in your 40-hour-a-week job, but also are responsible for additional projects you're on the hook for that, let's say, take 5 hours a week, and you focus on doing that on Wednesdays, then create a calendar for that project. Create 5 1-hour blocks on Wednesdays, name them, and schedule them for when you plan to work. In my early example where I discussed my weekly planning ritual, I accomplished this by spending 25 minutes on Sunday using the Pomodoro technique and synchronizing other calendars like physical health, family time, and other projects I'm accountable to. This helps me make sure I plan my week accordingly. So if I have to do something else and make my Wednesday project happen on, let's say, a Thursday, I just move those blocks and make sure I don't forget to allocate my Thursday time somewhere else. Additionally, you can review the following day at the end of each day to see what you're working on. If you don't want to work on a project or simply can't, just move it or delete it. If you need to work that evening, then move your block so you know when you have to work. This way, you have the tools to organize excellent stewardship and avoid burnout. If you follow this process, you'll know how many hours per week you actually work and what you're working on. If you work more than you're supposed to, then you'll be able to account for it. This also helps you schedule time with others. You already know when you can meet with others because your first calendar shows when you can't meet. Now, all you have to do is search for people's calendars to see when they can meet with you. Forget the endless text email thread trying to figure out when someone can meet with you. Just simply search for people in the search bar and hit enter. Then you can see the times they're available. Find a time and click on the calendar. Fill out anything helpful for the person that you're inviting to a meeting. Add Google Documents, for instance, or numbers to call, etc., and then click Save. That individual will get a notification to accept or decline. Then all they have to do is schedule back and forth within the calendar, making meetings happen quickly. None of this works well unless everyone is working together. But then again, isn't that what being a team is all about? Well, hopefully this has been helpful to you as you try and master Google Calendar for efficient meeting and scheduling. By diligently prioritizing tasks, tracking time, reflecting on accomplishments, and maintaining clear communication, you empower yourself to let your yes truly be yes and your no firmly means no. This is the cornerstone of an ironclad productivity system anchored in your calendar. Hey, thanks for joining me on this journey to purposeful productivity. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. This is one of the ways I can continue to bring you new content that helps you harness the power of purpose in every task. Remember, every task has a purpose, so let's discover it together.